This week in Jamaica Now, Outrage, a child on video dancing in the streets and getting money from adults. Mom of the Year or not? Reactions to the Baltimore woman who smacked her black son in the face for throwing objects at the police in a mass protest. Human rights group Jamaicans for Justice loses charity status and anti-corruption campaigner is concerned. And DNA legislation tabled after more than a decade of discussions. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
We'll always be there for the moments that will define the rest of your life. The Gleaner, where life unfolds.
I'm Carleen Brown and this is Jamaica Now. Child rights advocate Betty Ann Blaine is expressing outrage at a video being circulated in social media of a child gyrating to dancehall music while being handed sums of money. The video of the girl, who is believed to be about 5 years old, is being circulated on Facebook and other social media sites. The clip, which is over 4 minutes long, shows the child gyrating in the street to the delight of a large group of men, women, and children. The child is cheered on by the crowd, members of which can be seen handing the child money and placing it in her clothes. Mrs. Blaine believes that the mother and father of the child must be charged for negligence in relation to the matter.
I mean, to put a 6-year-old or a small child to gyrate and then for other people to be giving the child money, are we crazy or what? Have we lost all our morals in this country? Well, it's time for us to do something and protect the children.
And social media sites were last week dominated by discussions over the decision of a black Baltimore mother to smack her son in the face after he was seen throwing objects at the police during a mass street protest. Toya Graham says she was shocked when she spotted her 16-year-old son in a black hoodie pushing violence. "I just lost it," Graham told CBS News. "I was shocked, I was angry, because you never want to see your child out there doing that." Among the emerging views, too, is whether Graham is worthy of being called Mom of the Year for removing her son from a violent protest and ordering him home. We asked a few local respondents, should she be commended or condemned?
At the time, maybe the way she acted wasn't the right way, but at that time, it was her way.
You have your son, and you grow you grow your child, and in that position, you do. I would do that.
You would?
Yeah.
No, he's not. No, she has no reason to do that.
Why?
I mean, it's her son. He can do that. She can do that at home. She don't need to do this on the road. Really, this is embarrassing. And really,
thinking about it as a parent, you wouldn't want to have your child in a certain situation that may pose as a threat to his or her life. You could look at it from different angles though, because given the situation, right, it's not something that you could just let pass by. You're going to have persons who are going to react in a kind of radical way to it, right? And as a people, I guess we can't stifle the freedom that these young people have to express themselves, to express whatever they feel about the injustice done.
The National Family Planning Board has come out in support of Youth Minister Lisa Hanna, who has been facing criticism for her recent advocacy for the legalization of abortion. Speaking on the Gleaner Online's Current Affairs program On the Record, Hanna said Jamaica needs to be more progressive and get rid of the intrusive and disempowering anti-abortion law. In supporting Hanna, the head of the Family Planning Board, Dr. Sandra Knight, said pregnancies are terminated in Jamaica every day, and as such, regulating the activity is essential. Dr. Knight says the right of a woman to choose after adequate counsel is undeniable. Anti-corruption campaigner and attorney-at-law Greg Christie has raised questions about the decision of the government to revoke the charity status of human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice. JFJ says it was denied registration because it lists advocacy for legislative change as one of its objectives. The Department of Cooperatives and Friendly Societies, the government body which oversees the registration of charities, has pointed out that the law bars the registration of entities involved in political activities and advocating for legislative change is seen as a political activity. The JFJ says the loss of the charitable status has resulted in the loss of grants, the closure of its legal department, and the cutting of staff. The opposition has welcomed the tabling of the much-talked-about DNA Evidence Act, noting that the bill is long overdue. Spokesman on National Security Derek Smith said the legislation will certainly help the police in fighting crime. The bill, which was tabled in the lower house by Minister of National Security Peter Bunting, provides for the keeping, maintaining, and operating of a DNA data bank. It also allows for the taking of samples from persons and crime scenes. And as the National Security Minister Peter Bunting tabled the DNA bill last week, he hit back at the opposition leader Andrew Holness over claims that crime tends to increase when a People's National Party administration is in power. Bunting told the Parliament that the average number of murders per year from 2008 to 2011 under the previous Labour Party government was 1,470, and he said under the PNP from 2012 to 2014, the average number of murders a year was 1,101. That's 369 fewer.
This administration's average is better than the best year under the JLP. Mr. Speaker, pouncing upon the occasions of tragic loss of life and turning those into opportunities for vulgar political point scoring do not serve the nation's interest.
However, Bunting is concerned about the current murder tally, a 12% increase since the start of the year over the similar period in 2014. 26 children are among the victims so far this year, and Bunting says steps are being taken to address the problem. The St. James Police are rejecting claims that they used excessive force during the arrest of dancehall entertainer Dexter Daps at the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay on April 27. The dancehall artist, whose given name is Louis Grandison, was involved in a physical struggle with policemen who attempted to prosecute him for a traffic violation. Deputy Superintendent of Police Paul Stanton says the force used was appropriate given the circumstances. Dexter Daps was later charged with obstructing the police, the use of indecent language, resisting arrest, and assault occasioning bodily harm, and is booked to appear in court on May 13. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Carleen Brown, and as we go, we bring images from the devastating earthquake that rocked Nepal and how the country is trying to recover.